Yeah. There we go. What up, what up? Let's go ahead. Hey, let me know. What's up, sports and stuff? Let me know if you hear me just fine, and more importantly, if you can see what's going on just fine. Let's see. There we go. It's a little big. Let's make that smaller. What's going on, guys? Is the audio coming through clear? Awesome. All right, so let's see. First of all, obviously today there was no new video. Videos are tough, man. They're really tough because the amount of time they require, and this quarter is just nuts. Like, really nuts with the amount of stuff I got going on. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Real quick, be doing a digital illustration of these React Element 87s. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to do I guess it'd be the left shoe. And then once the left shoe is done, just copy it over to the right, put it behind the left shoe. And then that's pretty much done. Estimated time for this, I don't want to spend more than an hour, only because I enjoy sleep. Everybody does. I know you guys enjoy sleep too. And then after this is all done, it'll be uploaded to YouTube. Let's see. Now, one thing I definitely need to do is I need to get a second monitor so I can have it right next to my laptop so that way I can read the chat much easier. Or maybe there's another way of doing it. You've been out of school because of Hurricane Michael. Oh, so you're kind of either in Florida or around the Florida area, maybe Georgia and stuff like that. That's cool. I mean, it's not cool that hurricane kind of messed your week up, but it's cool that you're not too far. All right, so yeah, this should take about an hour. I'm only going to work on this sneaker, and then it's going to be duplicated, and then that's pretty much going to be the end of it. So it's going to be cool. Obviously, I have some basketball playing on in the background. Preseason game, Lakers and Warriors, I believe. So that's going to be a little nice to see. Although my light box is in the way. Oh my god, guys. So much stuff we got to talk about. I don't even know where to start. But in terms of the sneaker, I'm going to start with the outsole first. I'm going to work that out. Then I'm going to work on, I guess, some of the upper details. So maybe like some of these laces, some of these side paneling stuffs over here. All right. Then we'll start to work on the upper. And I think for time's sake, I'll work on the general shapes first. And then I'll go through the details afterward. Just so that way, like, the general shoe is there. And then I can cut up the layers, kind of get that gradient going. So that way, it's not like half of the shoe is done and I'm an hour into it and I'm already tired. You know? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take it nice and slow. This is Adobe Illustrator, by the way. My favorite piece of software. I use Photoshop. But Photoshop, I mean, they both do different things. If you're not familiar with the Adobe Creative Suite, different pieces of software, they do different things. Lakers won. They won the other day. I think they're still playing, right? Yeah, they're still playing. I think it's halftime. They won the other day. It is preseason, though. It's preseason, so it doesn't really matter too much because when we're talking about these like all-time great teams like the Warriors, right? Like these dynasty level teams, this part's going to be real fun too. When I say real fun, I mean like not fun at all. So just keep that in mind. When we're talking about teams like the Warriors, like these teams that are just good, like there's a switch, like a metaphorical switch that can flip. And when it's on, it's on. You know, they can kind of be cruise control. And I've heard stories from like NBA players talking. What up, Precious? I'm doing a little digital illustration. You already know. When these players talk, they'll mention like part of what they want to do because it's basketball, but it's also entertainment. You know, you have fans, you know, 18 to like 30,000 people watching live, and then you have all the other people watching on TV. So it is a sport, but it's also entertainment, right? It's a huge, huge piece of entertainment. So you want to make the show, you know, the performance, whatever it is you're doing, as entertaining as possible. And you know what? For convenience, we're going to turn off the fill so that way we can kind of see everything. And that will make it easier for me too. You want to make the games as interesting as possible. To do that, what do you think about the Khabib? Oh my god, we'll get into that. You know what? I'm going to make a list. Otherwise I'm going to forget everything. Khabib. Trust me, bro, I will get into that. That's a whole story in and of itself. I don't know if you guys watch UFC. UFC's been blowing up over the past few years, and I'm so happy about that. It's a great sport to watch. It's a very true sport because you're in there and you have to deal with all the elements of dealing with your opponent, what they can do, what they can't do, what you can do, what you can't do. But anyway, real quick, basketball. So what these players will do on these great teams is they know that they can flip a switch where they can, lock it down in defense. They can try super hard in offense. They can just demolish, right? So they'll try to keep the game competitive, especially if it's an away game, right? Because if it's a home game, I mean, the fans are happy if you destroy. But there's also a part of it, too, where it's like if it's an away game, you want the away crowd to kind of feel like it's a close game. You want people watching live think, oh, crap, is this good team going to lose? Especially if it's a regular season game where it doesn't matter too much. But, if it's an away game, you kind of keep it close. In the last 2 minutes, you really pull away. So that way it's like, oh, it was a close game. It was a good game. It's not like a blowout game where it's like, okay, that was dissatisfying to watch. So that's what these good teams really try to do. So, real quick. If anybody's curious, the layer on the bottom is going to be the image layer. I guess, I should probably name it. That's like good practice. And then from there, I'm going to have a myriad of layers. It's probably going to be like 5 or so layers, depending on how many I need. And that's going to be on top. So at the bottom, we have that. What I'm going to do now, so we have these red pods. Okay, see all these nice little red pods that we have here? And then we have these embossed divots, whatever you want to call them. These little grooves. They're not as prominent as these red pods. So I'm going to start working on the red pods right now. Then I'm going to cut up where these grooves are from the black that's going to be left besides the red pods. And then I'm going to leave it at that. I can go through, I can give it color later. But in terms of the general shapes, that's all we're really dealing with the outsole. And the outsole is pretty much done. Now I can go ahead and cut up whenever I need to. So when I say cut it up, like we already know. We're going to grab a pencil. We're going to bring it here. And guys, if any of what I'm doing looks remotely interesting, if you guys are like into art and stuff, if you think this is kind of cool, look into graphic design. Look into doing, illustration work. And we're going to take this here. We're going to cut them up. We're going to ungroup them. And now, this piece is its own piece. See how it's only highlighted? Because I cut it from the rest of it. Maybe I should do like a series on tutorial videos on graphic design. By the way, since I kind of got over that little basketball, quick little discussion thing, let's talk about live streams. In comparison, especially to regular videos. So regular videos are cool. I got no problem with regular videos. Except, for them to be 100, they take time, man. They take time. A regular video, I've said this many times before, takes a good, 3 hours. And that's every day if I'm trying to go daily. 3 hours every day. And God forbid I have, some I got to do. Like school, work. It's tough because you got to fit that in somewhere. More often than not, it's being, shoved in towards the end of the day. And it's not like I have all my energy at the end of the day. That's when I have the least amount of energy, So it's just a tough thing to kind of manage every single day, especially with this school semester, this school quarter, being as busy as it is. How much longer do I have school? I don't know. Can't answer that for you. Now, if you're asking me how much longer, I have until June. I graduate in June. I have my bachelor's degree in graphic design. And that's going to be cool. It's going to be exciting. But what I'm doing this quarter is... Nope, let's not do that. Yeah, I graduate in June, sports and stuff. The classes that I'm taking this quarter, so I guess let me just go through the rundown of how my school works. So that way maybe if you guys are interested in maybe getting into graphic design, you can get a little precursor. So here's what we're going to do for these pieces. This is very interesting. So we obviously have these two circles. I'm 24, Logan. I've been drawing, I don't know, I guess since I was in kindergarten. I've always kind of drawn the same things in phases. We're going to divide these. We're going to ungroup these. And then we're going to group these two. See that? So now this is a piece and that's a piece. Pretty cool stuff. Then we're going to cut up this piece, and we're going to go on and so forth. So it's going to be really cool. So the way the school works, it's the Art Institute of Tampa. And they offer more programs for basketball. Okay, I guess the politically correct answer would be the Magic because they are the home team. But let's be real. Like, there's not too much I can say about the Magic. We got some potential. We drafted Mo Bamba, okay? He's interesting. I like having a reason to watch the games. But if we're going to be, like, objective in terms of a team, I don't really have, like, a favorite team. I'm a fan of the NBA. I love basketball. I think basketball is, in my biased opinion, the best sport because, well, the best team sport. The reason is, unlike football, one player can have such a huge impact on the outcome of a game. You know, like, do we even have to mention LeBron James? Like, and that's crazy because you have both offense and defense. You can do a lot if you're that good of a player. And you can literally see he has a song. I didn't hear his song. He needs to be in the gym, not making rap songs, though. I'm just throw it out there right now. I need to see this guy bulk up a little bit. He's got to give Joel Embiid problems, like, in a year or two. But, yeah, just, like, the way basketball is. Oh, LeBron is a better overall basketball player than Steph Curry. Steph Curry benefits from his style of play and the team and system in which he's in. He's a great player, but if you put those two together, I think I'm picking LeBron James every single time, twice on Sunday. That's just me, though. A1 Photoshop skills. This is Illustrator, bro. Not Photoshop. I do have, like, some Photoshop skills, though. I'm not going to brag. It's a song name. Okay, good. Precious. I mean, this video is going to be uploaded after it's done. Like, YouTube automatically uploads it. So you can always come back, you know, view it whenever you have your leisure. And because, like, this is going to be, like, a good hour, I would say. And we're probably going to have some good discussions in here. You know, some, like, mini topics within the video. I'm considering... And I have to figure out how this works. Guys, there's so many things I have to learn about so many things that I don't even know yet. But one thing I have to figure out is how to get the footage from here, along with the audio, downloaded. I'm assuming I can do it with the software. I just haven't figured it out yet. So that way I can upload, like, segments from the live streams. So that way, if there's, like, a topic that's, like, a good 10 minutes or whatever, that's a part of the live stream, I can just upload that. Because not everybody wants to watch, you know, a 1-2 hour live stream. That's okay. I do, depending on the person. But not everybody has the time, and not everybody wants to do that. But maybe they want to hear my thoughts on the NBA and why I love basketball so much. You know, should they be punished for not wanting to watch a live stream? I don't think so. Got to give the people what they want. Got to give them what they need. And I think an easy way to do that is to cut up certain segments of the live stream. So why did I just do that? That was unproductive. There we go. Yeah, just to cut up segments of the live streams that lead to good discussions or whatever. So if we look at where we're at right now, bam. See how these pods are getting cut up a little bit? A little bare bones, nothing too crazy. We're going to cut up those divots, and we're just going to leave it at that. We're not going to fill it in. We're going to keep it like that because it's pretty good where it's at. I could fill it in with basic colors. I'll do that probably, but I'm not going to go too crazy just yet. I want to get everything outlined first. And then from there, we can go ahead and we can start cutting these pieces up into smaller pieces. Give them some color. It's going to be really cool. It's going to look good. It's going to look pretty much just like this, except not as real, but pretty close. I'm biased. Lakers vs. Warriors. I don't know who's going to win. I'm going to assume Golden State. I'm just going to assume. They already lost to the Lakers like one night or 2 nights ago. So, you know, pride is probably going to keep them from losing again. You know, you want to send a message to LeBron James and the Cavs. Hey, that was cute and all, but we're not going to lose. Favorite team is Trailblazers because I knew nothing about the NBA and their first teammates in 2K. I love the NBA, man. Trailblazers, they got an interesting little problem they got going on right now. They got to figure out what they're going to do, man. They got swept last season in the playoffs against a team that didn't even have a full lineup because Boogie wasn't in the lineup. He was injured. So you got to think, imagine if he was on the court playing. Like, I don't know, that wouldn't have been even any better, So you got to figure out. And when these, because, we see these teams as teams, but these teams are being owned by a group of people, right? So the owner, and then you have management and stuff like that. And they're not looking at it as like, every single year we're going to try hard. They know, okay, we just got swept, and we had a pretty good season. They were like third in the West, okay? To get swept by not one of the better teams in the West, I mean, obviously the Pelicans are good. Anthony Davis is a stud, but it wasn't like the Warriors or the Rockets or anything like that, So when you have a season end the way it did, it's tough. Next time we got Gucci shoes, yeah, man, I'm down. But which pair? Which pair, though? Let me know for sure. No, but when you have a team like that where they had a good regular season and they got just destroyed in the playoffs, it's tough because as a franchise, you want to win. And you have to kind of look at yourselves in the face and say, okay, we had a good season, but we got smacked. That's not good. Our fans, they're going to ride or die with us or whatever. But if something's not working, we got to adjust. If something's not working out the way we need to, we got to make a trade. We got to make moves, whether it be the coach, the GM, whoever. Somebody's got to move. So I think with those sections, I got to add this one. Because, you see, now we're starting to fill it in. It's going to look good. I'm biased. But, I mean, I think it's going to look good. That's what annoys me about my Orlando Magic, too. It's like, we've sucked for so long. WNBA over the NBA? I don't know, man. I disagree. I'm not going to pretend like I watch a lot of WNBA games because I don't. But, I mean, you can do with that information what you will. Dad sandals? Let's start with doing more live streams. Let's start there, which I definitely want to do that. What up, Breezy? I will say this about the WNBA, though. Any one of them can, ball on me easy. I suck at basketball. I'm a good team player, but that's an excuse for saying I'm not good at basketball. See, we got some color. This, what we'll do, we'll just make this we'll do that. And then we'll make these sections darker. Just for now, we can, modify it as we need. I want to start doing live streams now that I kind of figured out how to do it. Because, guys, one thing you guys have to understand is, and this is kind of my fault, there's a lot of stuff that I want to do. A lot of stuff that I want to do. And what that means is, so I want to do well on YouTube. I also want to, build up Kickstart as a brand, the website and all that. I want to go ahead and, by the way, can we just appreciate this greatness real quick? Look at all that greatness. Look at that. Hey, real quick though, isn't this so much better than me recording it my screen on my phone? Remember when I did those live streams? I recorded it with my phone. That was bad. That was dumb. Arguably really dumb. But I'll go easy on myself. But you see, the problem with wanting to do a lot of things is you have to learn a lot of things. Sounds obvious enough. But, let's just start with my website, for example. And I have a list of all the things I have to look into and or figure out. There's a lot of different variants. Why don't you show your face? Hey, I probably look bummy right now. be like, if you're talking about the regular videos, there's really no like need to show my face in the regular videos because it's about the drawing, not necessarily about me. I gotta move this back. And see, when I do most of my videos anyway, it's like at the end of the day. You guys know when I upload videos. You guys know it's not exactly at the crack of dawn. Or I guess it is if you want to consider like 12:01 a.m. You know what I mean? So this section's gonna be fun. When I say fun, I mean not fun. But there's an easy way to deal with it. And when I say easy, I mean not easy. Because when we think about it, let's zoom out so we can see it in its entirety. We have two lines. See the red lines? And then we have that zigzag pattern inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with those two lines. For just convenience sake, you should do videos which talk about NBA without drawings. Well, I think that's where these live streams come in, because it allows me to talk not just like about NBA, but talk about NBA with you guys. So it's a discussion versus me talking into a microphone. Let's switch this real quick. Let's just bring this up here. And it allows me to be productive. And it's nice not having to draw sometimes, you know? Because like with the videos, like raid, what does that mean? I'm telling you guys, I'm new to the live stream thing. I've heard the term raid, but I'm really new to this whole thing. There's so much about live streaming I have to learn too. Like, I'm gonna level up so much over the course of like a month, 2 months, 3 months. And it's just executions, you know? Trying to figure out new things to do. Let's go like that. So real quick, let's look at this beautiful painting. So you see how that works out? So those two lines are done. Now I just got to go and create that same line, just zigzag. Deserve more subs. Hope for the best. Appreciate it, man. Day by day. I will say this though. YouTube's weird. It's not the same that it once was. It's not as easy as it once was. Thank you, Manuel. It's a whole new beast. And I think the way I'm going to gain success, and you see how with some of these, they kind of like stick out like that. So what we do if it got swatted, what does that mean? Let me know what that means and I can give you a good answer. Again, a lot of these terms and stuff, I'm not too familiar. I really don't mess with live streaming. I watch live streams, but the terminology and stuff I'm not too used to. So you guys are going to have to educate me, which excites me. Love learning. Love learning. I used to hate learning. But like, I guess I still kind of hate learning. Like, don't tell me about the, the inner workings of a cell. Raid just means when someone ends their stream and they send their views to the channel. Oh, nice. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, like literally, if a SWAT team comes to my house and they're like, Steve, what are you doing? I'm like, bro, first of all, what are you doing? I'm over here with my little Illustrator, my mouse, clicking away. What are you guys doing? Busted down my door. And you see how some of these little things, they extend past? Based on the angle, and because we're doing a stroke, we're not filling in the insides of this shape, because we are making a shape. This shape just so happens to not be connected. Alright, so, and you see how up here it gets a little bit tighter, so we make these lines a little bit tighter. It's all good. I have seen videos though, people like, they've been live streaming or whatever, and like the SWAT team or whatever comes to their house. That actually sucks. I don't want that. How are you so good? First of all, thank you. Second of all, just time, man. Patience. I've been doing these kind of things. Favorite basketball player of all time? Ooh. I don't know, man. Favorite basketball player of all time? I'm not gonna lie, bro. When I see footage of Jordan putting in work, it gives me goosebumps. Like, I don't know if that's like a weird thing to say, but it's true, man. You've seen footage of Jordan like just in his prime. I'm not talking about Washington Wizards Jordan. I'm talking about like Michael Jordan, you know, Bulls Jordan. Gives me goosebumps. This guy was an absolute stud, you know, and I didn't get to watch him play, but man, I wish I was born during that time. So you see how we have these little extras being all extra? We're just going to go clean them up. It's all good sports and stuff, no worries. Forgot what I was talking about, though. I feel like over the course of this, just so many discussions happen. The more I live stream, though, the better I'll get at it. The more you do anything, you get better at it, really. There's so much leveling up that happens. No, I think that's what I was talking about, YouTube. Yeah, YouTube's weird because the way the algorithm works, it's hard. I'm not going to say it's hard. I'll talk about Khabib in a minute. It's harder to get discovered now, just through YouTube. So what that means is that if I want to build my following on YouTube, I have to build my following in other platforms as well. So the Instagrams, the Facebooks, using my website, you know, doing SEO on my website, search engine optimization, right? You know, just a bunch of things, man. And they all kind of tie in together. And it's a lot of different things because I've asked him, he's busy though. He's a busy man. I'm busy too. But hey, man, if he ever wants to do a video again, like, shoot, I'm down. He's a cool dude. I watched his video that he uploaded today. Does good work. I would say he's a better artist than me. I just do different things, you know? But if you want somebody that can draw you a person, you should go to him, not to me. But if you want somebody to draw you shoes, like, I know a guy. You know what I mean? I know somebody. You see, I'm just pulling in all these anchor points. That's what they're called, anchor points, these boxes. Pulling them in. Getting them close. Yeah, YouTube is a beast in and of itself. The algorithms changed so much since I started YouTube. The bad part is I wish, and this is never going to happen, obviously, but I wish I can go back 4 years and just have a quick, 30-minute discussion. It's like, all right, Steve, here's how it goes. You should do this, this, and this from day one. For example, I should have did videos at least 3 times a week starting off, the top. I think I've gotten written up. It was for like stupid stuff though, nothing too major. But I should have told myself back when I started, do videos consistently, get the website going immediately. Put the stencils on the website immediately. Do all these things immediately. Guys, I would be well over 100,000 right now if I did a number of easy, simple things. Feel dry. It's weird, man. It's disheartening because a lot of people build their livelihoods on this platform, and it's not smart. I don't want to do that. I want to use this platform as a way to, do what I want. But, if you're trying to, make your livelihood off of this is not stable, yo. Because anything can happen. They can shut down your channel. They can change the rules on what you can monetize and what you can't. Let's make this a little bit thinner. Yeah, boy. And it's like because it's not really a job. I consider YouTube as more of freelance work because you're not told to clock in. You choose when you want to make a video, right? You choose when you want to upload. If you have a schedule, that's fine, but you chose your schedule. YouTube favors watch time. So if you're a person that can just accumulate a lot of watch time, your videos will be heavily favored. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot that I still don't know. And there's a lot that I can definitely do that can help me. There's just so many ways I can level up. With YouTube, with Instagram, with Facebook, with Pinterest, with my website. So many ways I can level up. And it's exciting. because I know, like, I consider myself like a Charmander. You know, I haven't even leveled up yet. I'm still growing, you know? Still trying to level up. There we go. In case you guys want to see the amazing piece of work I've done, bam. I do. I appreciate that, bro. And you know what the best tool I think I've slowly adapted is patience and just the eagerness to want to learn. Like, it's okay that I don't know everything. What's not okay is that if I just accept it and I say, okay, well, that's my life. It's important to understand, like, if there's something I don't know, like, the internet is crazy. Internet is the greatest invention that we have seen in the history of the world. I don't care what anybody says. Besides, like, milkshakes. Milkshakes and the internet. Top two. Easy. And chocolate melting cake. Those three. Greatest inventions. No doubt. What sports have you played? Grew up, I played tennis, kind of. I didn't get into playing basketball until 9th grade. The problem was I wasn't exactly the most athletic kid by then. So, and with any sport, it helps to be athletic. It really does. Because, you know, playing a sport is not easy when you're not athletic. So, I love the sport, and I always will. But I know myself to know that I'm not good at basketball. Like, you don't want me on your team. I'm great off the bench, though. I'd be giving everybody high fives. I'd be like, good job. Good rebound, bro. You know? You put me in the game, though, it's like, all right, who's the slowest guy on the other team? I'm guarding him. And then I'm going to have a conversation about, all right, listen, bro, between you and me, don't try. Like, I'll be up in your face, you know? But if you start crossing me up, I'm going to be upset. Like, look at these ankles. You know I can't defend you. So we have this. So the way I'm setting this up is I'm starting to work on the top details. Again, professionally, if I was trying to be professional, I'd want to name these layers, but I don't really care too much. So I'm going to start working all these top details right here. Bro, I would get my ankles broken. I have a bad left knee too. Like, it's not smart for me to play basketball. That back and forth movement would not be good. It sucks running nowadays. I got a bad knee. So I'm going to start working on these top details. And then from there, just fill in the body. The top details are a lot more detailed, I guess, than the body itself. Body itself is easy. You got this line. You got that iconic, that incredible, that beautiful Nike swoosh. All right. I like it. It's a nice logo. And then you got some of this stuff over here. It's not too complicated. The second shoe will be a copy of this shoe. Even though it's not, because like the swoosh is not there on that side. For the purposes of doing this, it's fine. So we're going to zoom in just a little bit. And we're going to start working all this. So from the top, probably do this part, this part. You start filling it in. And take it a layer at a time. So, since I have it written down, before I forget, Khabib and McGregor. First of all, like, there's valid points on both sides of the coin. Conor did a lot of stuff that he definitely shouldn't have done before the fight. But because he brings in so much money, you know, Dana White, what up, Manuel, is not going to do anything to him. Because he brings in too much money. It's not smart. Because of that, now when somebody starts acting out of pocket, it's not fair for Dana. What? Let's go ahead. Let's bring that down. You ain't missed much, bro. Just talking. Having a conversation. It's not fair for Dana. Oh, White Paper Max drawing next. Maybe. I gotta see. Definitely let me know in the comments. There's just so much that goes into the, like, because they obviously don't like each other, right? They obviously both did stuff that wasn't exactly cool. But when we talk about the sport, like, these guys are beating each other up. So it's not like they're, set to have a nice, friendly relationship as it is. Conor, he's always disrespecting his opponent. That's how he sells his fights. Very smart on his part. Why has sneaker marking gone on here? To be honest, in terms of the market itself, I don't know too much about like the market, because you guys already know I'm broke. I don't have to tell you guys this. Let me write that down. Sneaker market. But Khabib's point is, look, man, this guy, he did the whole thing with the dolly with the bus, disrespected my country, disrespected my family, obviously disrespected me. So when he finally gets his win, when he finally shuts him up, just emotions take over him and he loses it. And because of all the stuff Conor did, it's like, Dana White, can you really, like, if you're going to get somebody in trouble, you got to get everybody in trouble. Otherwise, it just looks dumb. If I get any shoe for free, any shoe, I guess these. I like these. These are nice. Nah, I'd go my Grail Space Jam 11s. Size 9.5, please. Thank you. Nike, I know you're watching these videos. I know you watch my videos. Size 9.5, please. Much appreciated. Good doing business with you. I will say this though, because about LeBron always crying. I'll get to that in a second. LeBron crying. I don't think it's true though. I don't think it's true. I think a lot of NBA players complain whenever they don't get what they want. But that's everybody who's ever played basketball ever. Has anybody ever in the history of ever said, like, you know what, ref? I'm sorry, but that was a bad call. Give them the ball. You know? Like, I don't agree that you helped me out on that play. Give the other team the ball, please. Nobody's ever done that in the history of ever. So everybody always complains. Whenever you see the referee make a call, okay, whenever you see a referee make a call, you notice two things. Whoever the call was for, they're happy. Whoever the call was against, they're not. Is there a correlation? I don't know. I'm just a guy who watches basketball. But the answer is yes, there's a correlation. Even if it's a terrible call. Do you think in the 2001 series when it was Lakers and the Kings, when the Lakers were getting those ridiculous calls against the Kings, and they were pretty much helped into the finals because of just horrible refereeing, you think the Lakers were mad? I'll tell you what, they probably weren't. You think the Kings were mad? Heck yeah, they were mad. But that's neither here nor there. Why are you sharing personal info? What personal info? If it's not like my social security number, I don't consider it that personal. I'm 24. When you think about it, though, like, so right after high school, age isn't personal, I don't think. Because, like, when we talk about personal info, I'm assuming we're talking about the idea of somebody using that info against me. Like, what are they going to do? He's 24 years old. Get him. Where you're from? Florida, man. Florida. Now we're right here. Now we're going to start filling in this section. I'm feeling this section a lot. We're going to do this first, actually, because the section ties into that. So let's go ahead and just bust this out real quick. pen tool. You know what I need to have? I need to have a list. Shut up. What's your social security number? Ha 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 ha. Very nice. I feel bad though. I really feel bad for the people who like aren't internet savvy and they accidentally, unintentionally put out their social security number in places where they really shouldn't. You know, rest in peace for those guys. Danielle, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Appreciate you. Good seeing you. Why are Copics expensive? Bro, first of all, high quality art supplies in general are relatively expensive. It sucks, but it's true. It's a hobby thing. Any hobby is expensive. Alright? Any hobby is expensive. Now, Copics in particular, they're expensive because they're a name brand. So by default, they're going to raise the price a little bit just off of that. I'm almost thinking I should do the laces. Yeah, it might be easier just to do... Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do laces real quick. Only because it just fits everything better. But yeah, Copics are they're good quality markers, don't get me wrong, but they are a little bit expensive. I've gotten used... Sleeping is a great hobby, I'm not going to lie. Actually, sleeping is not a cheap hobby because it takes up your time. And is there anything more valuable in this world? Is there? That was deep, I know. But that was a good answer, so give me props. But they're good quality markers. They're refillable. So you buy the marker itself one time. Okay? You can buy the refill pack for about the same price as the marker. The refill pack has like, what, 6 different refills within it. So you can refill your marker up to 6 times for the cost of the marker. So that's where you get the value back. That didn't work. Let's do this. That didn't work either. Oh, duh. Duh. Shoot. Duh. Wrong button. Sleep's important, bro. Don't underestimate sleep. I need more sleep. But if you're getting 13 hours of sleep, you need to you need to chill out. Like 7 or 8, that's like golden. Anything less, then you gotta watch out. Anything more, you gotta wake up. Simple as that. But that's the thing though. When we're talking about Copic markers, they're expensive. But we're looking at like some of the best markers you can get. There are better markers out there, but that's extremely expensive. So don't think you need the best stuff out there. Please don't think that. Other stuff works just as good. I've done a few Sharpie challenge videos, you know. You can always use the Sharpie ultra fine marker for your outlining. So that takes care of that. If you want, you know, somewhat decent lines for outlining, you can use that. You don't have to use the micron markers. I tell you guys this every how to draw video. For coloring, markers are expensive. You can always go with color pencils. That's cheaper. Color pencils allow you to have more flexibility when it comes to blending because you're not having to commit to that color right off the bat. Because when you put that marker down on the paper, you're having to commit because it's on there. And unless you're going over it with the darker color, like, good luck. You know, because it's definitely staying on there. It's not going anywhere else. We're going to make that. Push it back. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Just to give you guys an idea. I'm probably not going to have time to really detail this out. I might have to do that separately. Because I want to go to sleep sometime tonight. Because I have work in the morning. We're going to get the basic colors going. It's still going to look good. I mean, come on, guys. We already know this. On days, though, when I have a lot of extra time, I do want to do longer live streams. But tonight, since we're on the topic of sleep, I want to get some sleep. Some good sleep. So yeah, please don't think you need to have the most expensive stuff. Like, be practical. Get stuff that you can afford. If you can afford markers, get markers. if you can afford good markers, but you can't afford a lot, only get the good markers that you need. So if you do a lot of people drawing, get skin tone color markers for like Copics or Prismacolors or whatever. That's perfectly valid. I work at a UPS store. I'm a graphic designer there and associate, but the main thing I take care of is graphic design. So if somebody needs business cards, somebody needs a brochure, a flyer, a poster, whatever, I'm the whatever guy. I don't even know what polymer clay is. If it's some type of clay, I'm probably not interested. I'm not really too interested in like clay stuff where it's like for example, I don't even like painting. That's just not what I like, you know. I really don't. I make like $11 an hour. It's really not that much, because I don't get a lot of hours either. By the way, guys, like, I'll be real. I love you guys staying around, but if you're dead tired, it's okay. This video is going to be uploaded. You can watch it whenever. Do not lose sleep over me. But if you do, that's awesome. And now that I kind of figured out how to do this, because I was spending like a good half an hour before just to make sure everything was tested, that the visual was being recorded correctly, that the audio was working. So normally I want to have these live streams like around 8 p.m. Eastern time. But let me know what time you think would be reasonable on a weekday, I guess. It's not going to be early in the day for a live stream, that's for sure, because that wouldn't make sense. It's going to be later on in the day. Well, if you can't fall asleep, then that's cool. I'm here with you. I can usually fall asleep pretty well because I do so much crap during the day. So much stuff when it comes to like work, school, personal work. When I get to bed, I'm ready. You know? I'm like, yes, finally. Why didn't this go through? Let's see. Aha, that's probably why. There we go. Yee. What is with this? Do your job. You know what I really should start doing soon too? I should have been done this. I should have like products for like sale on my site. So like prints, other stuff. I really should. But one thing I've learned from listening to like inspirational entrepreneurs or whatever, like videos on Gary Vee and stuff like that. By the way, in case you guys are interested, look at this work. I'm telling you, this part is going to take longer than the rest of what I have to do, just because of how tight the detail is. So like, for example, let's just start making some progress real quick. We're going to bring it here. We're going to bring it here. But one thing I learned from like these inspirational like people that I listen to, so Gary Vee, so on and so forth, is worst case scenario, worry about making money afterward. Bring people value first. Bring people value first. So the website, Kickstart.com, self-plug. You know, the website's all about giving you guys stencils, man. So that way, if you want to color in a sneaker because you like doing that, if it brings you happiness, if you're interested in it, you can do it for free. You don't have to buy a book. I know there's sneaker coloring books out there. I don't want to make a sneaker coloring book. I really don't. Like, that's not what I want. Because when I was in high school, guys, I want to pick the right color for this. Yeah, we can go with that. When I was in high school, I was drawing sneakers. I was either finding stencils online, and it was random because like you could find the stencils, but you couldn't find every stencil. It was only like the Jordans. You know, it was random sneakers that were popular. It wasn't like you can go to one place to get them. They were like randomly all over the internet. So if you went on Google and you typed in sneaker stencil, like they would pop up. But if you went on the website where they were, it was just random. You know, a lot of the stencils, they had a different style. Should I be doing this part? Yeah, I should. Yeah, that's fine. I just have to make it so that way it's transparent so I can see and I can do the right afterward. But a lot of the styles for the stencils, because you would think it's a stencil, it's pretty straightforward. They should all look the same. And in theory they do, being black and white, but how they look is different. So it was like there was a lot of inconsistency with how the stencils looked. And I didn't think back then of making a website and putting up stencils for free. I didn't even think about that until I did it with one of my videos. I'm like, wait a minute, I should just make my own website. Like, why don't I just do that? Because originally, I put all my stencils on Flickr. I have not won any art contests. I know, sad face, but it's okay. I've gotten paid to do art though, which is like the next best thing. I got commissions. That's always nice. But yeah, like I was doing this in high school, guys. You know, I wanted to color in sneakers in high school, and I couldn't because everybody was posting random stuff. I mean, I could, but I would look at a stencil and be like, why does a stencil look like way different from the other one that I want? I want them to have the same style. I'm OCD about that stuff. I want it to look the same. You know, I want it to be consistent, and it wasn't. So that's why I made the website, so you guys can have that option to do that if you want. Really? That's awesome. Yeah, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I've never won a competition for my drawing. Maybe I'm forgetting something. And it's like, how could you forget that? You know, like if somebody like remembered it and I didn't. But I'm pretty sure I never won anything. It's just cool. Like, I survived. But I can't think of anything because when it came to drawing during school, my school years, I would draw like in middle school in elementary school. A lot of what I did was flowers, and I mentioned this in a few videos. The cool thing about doing flowers is that flowers have a lot of petals by default. Appreciate it, Manuel. Appreciate it a lot. Flowers have a lot of petals. With those petals, it gave me a lot of opportunities to practice. So if I wanted to practice shading, if I wanted to practice coloring, or if I just wanted to practice drawing curved lines consistently, you know? And, you know, flowers are cool. I like floral. Floral designs are super popular on t-shirts and stuff nowadays. So it's not like I was like a weirdo. I mean, I am, but it wasn't because of the flowers, you know? And then, you know, in middle school, that middle school phase, I was real into hip hop because for the first time, because like I remember this too. This was nuts. In 6th grade, I would always hear these names of these these singers. So like Beyonce, Nelly, T-Pain. I'm like, who are these people? What songs do they make? Why don't I know who these people are? Because I didn't really know. Like I knew like some artists, but like the obvious ones. But when it comes to like the music that was on the radio, I had no idea who was singing what. I'm like, oh, that's that website, Kicksart.com. Kicksart.com. The greatest website in the history of man. Coming from a guy who made the website, so you can do with that information what you will. No, but I didn't know. I just didn't know. I didn't do any research on it. I didn't really think about who was singing these songs. So I spent like a day going on my local radio station's website, looking at the names of who's singing these songs, putting faces to a name, getting an idea. Okay, he made this song, she made this song, they're on this song. And then it all started to click. I realized, wow, I like rap music. Obviously, I'm not a hood gangster kid, but I like beats. I like the drums, I like the snares, I like the bass. I like the flows, you know? that's just the kind of music I identified with the most of my taste. It's what I enjoy to listen to. To this day, I'll listen to instrumentals. Like if there's a good song and it's got a really good instrumental, I'll listen to the instrumental just as much as I listen to the actual song. That's what I like. So, and because of that, started to wear a lot of Sean Paul, a lot of Echo, all that kind of clothing. And because of that, started to draw a lot of graffiti. Oh boy, I drew a lot of graffiti. Not on the walls, like on paper. What's up, Davion? What up, bro? Drew a lot of graffiti. And that was my middle school phase. Then I got into high school. And I've said this story before. But how I got into drawing sneakers, Louis Vuitton red bottoms. It's going to come to a point where I will have drawn damn near every sneaker. It's going to take time, but it's going to happen. Eventually, right? Someday. By the way, one thing I got to add is like soft background music. Because I feel like by default, that makes the experience better too. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think on that. Again, there's so many things I have to learn. But yeah, when I got into high school, 9th grade, right? I had a health and PE class. It was called Hope. So part of it was physical education. The other part of it was, learning about health and the human body. And we saw pictures of people's private parts that weren't using protection or whatever. So, they're really trying to, get you understanding like what you're about to get into if you don't take care of yourself and all that good stuff. One of the assignments we had was we had to design a sneaker that would help out an athlete in some way, shape, or form. Didn't matter what athlete, and it didn't matter if the sneaker looked good. Nobody, most people can't really draw. So it didn't matter if it looked bad. The point is you had to give it some attributes as to why it would help out an athlete. So, for example, basketball, because that's what I did. Did the sneaker offer ankle protection? Did, the sneaker offer a level of cushioning? If it's a wrestling shoe, can it withstand the pounding of, being twisted and turned and having other people grab it, So you have to justify why you're making what you're making. And that was the first time I ever drew a sneaker. Like, I would draw Dragon Ball Z characters kind of in elementary school too, but I wasn't drawing their shoes. And if it was just like a black little semicircle, and that was it. But that was my first experience drawing a sneaker. And it looked bad. I do not have the image, but guys, trust me, like the proportions were bad. It looked like a brick. I can tell you from memory, it looked bad. And I loved it. I thought, oh my God, this is so awesome. I'm having so much fun doing this. I also started to get into basketball during that time because I was also starting to play basketball in like YMCA and stuff. Don't worry, Breezy. This video will be uploaded later, so you can always come back. Just keep an idea where I'm at on the screen so that way you know. So yeah, I was here. Let's just pull this back. Very nice. And once we're done with this top part, the rest is pretty straightforward. And they're pretty much done, so we don't have too much more to go. Again, I don't want this to be super long. It's almost 1 o'clock. I gotta go sleep. But, so I really enjoyed the process of drawing a sneaker. It looked bad. But from there, I practiced. I practiced. I learned, I'm like, why does my sneaker look weird? Why doesn't it look like normal? You figure out these things. I've been watching, I've been listening. That's true. Basically, what these live streams are, in a way, are like podcasts. If you don't want to watch the video, you can just listen, and that's a podcast. Which I want to do actual podcasts in the future. Ideally by the end of the year. Especially when it comes to like talking about movies. I go with my friends to see movies all the time. Like especially the popular movies. and I want to like immediately just grab the microphone and talk to my friends about it. But that'll come. It'll definitely come. I'm excited for that too. It's all good, Breezy. Appreciate you. Get some sleep. I'll be right there with you not too long because I'm going to get some sleep too. All right, we're going to do this. But yeah, I'm like, man, drawing sneakers is fun. I like it. I started to get into basketball too, so I guess the two naturally. What is this? Ah, okay. There we go. There we go. So, you know, those things kind of play hand in hand, you know, because I was already into rap music. I was getting into basketball. And then I had a project where I had to draw a sneaker. So it was like a perfect storm of like events. So it all kind of worked out. And as you can see, here's where we're at. We're going to add some detail up here, create the upper, flesh it out, and we're done. And we done. And we done. And maybe I would have, you know, found my interest in drawing sneakers had that not had happened. But it didn't up until that point. I don't know what this little thing is here. I'm going to figure that out. You know what I mean? Like, for one reason or another, it didn't. So, I'm thankful I had that assignment. I was so into it. Like, I tried to use any excuse I could to draw a sneaker for a project. It's so funny. Like, completely unrelated projects. I'm like, for my project, I'm going to draw a sneaker. I'm going to draw a sneaker. Cookies or cake? Cookies. Problem with cake is icing for me, depending on the icing, sometimes it's too sweet. It's too sweet and it's like it makes my... What is this? What is this thing? Excuse me, can I speak to your manager, please? What are you doing here? Okay. But now what is this thing? Okay, it's gone. Good. I guess that solves that. What's up, God's Flow? What up to all my people watching this video? And for those of you who are watching after the fact, live streams, since I have already done this today, I'm going to make this a weekly thing. I like this better than actually doing videos. It's not going to replace actually doing videos, but I like live streams, man. We get to talk. Doing digital illustrations is fun. And is there a better reason than that? So now we're going to work on the upper. We're going to fill it in real quick. And plus, to answer your question, between cookies or cake, cookies are delicious, man. Like a nice, warm chocolate chip cookie. You get some milk, you know. Maybe if you want to be a little creative, you can get different cookies like macadamia nuts good. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to get hungry. You see what you do to me? Now I'm going to go to sleep unsatisfied knowing that I'm thinking about cookies. It's all good though. Let's see. And obviously, if I were to spend a lot more time on this, it would look a lot more detailed. But you have to always consider whenever you're doing stuff like this, when you're doing art in general, you got to consider how much time is taking you. Because again, I said this earlier, time is the most valuable thing you have. There's nothing in this world more valuable than your time. So you got to consider, if it's taking you a lot of time, is it worth it? Now, you can make that decision yourself. Because you know yourself better than I do, obviously. Let's do this. We're going to make this back part a different piece. We're just going to close it up here, though. But you got to figure, if something's going to take you 10 hours to do, when you could finish it in 2 hours, is it worth doing it in 10 hours? We're going to, because all of this is kind of like one piece. Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. Same, bro. Same. I'm sleepy too. No, for real though. If something takes you a long time to do, you gotta ask yourself, is it worth it? Is the reward of doing it with however long it takes you to do gonna be worth it for you? Is the result gonna be something that you can say, okay, this was worth the time taking? And then if you can answer that question, where it's like, yes, the result is absolutely worth it, it looks better, the end result is better, whatever the reason is, if you say it's better, then that's fine. Then the second question is, okay, now that I've established that this thing is better, whatever that thing is, right? Now you got to ask yourself, how can I do this faster? Because I'm assuming a lot of you guys are young. There's no way you can tell me if you do something and it takes a long time to do that you can't figure out a way to do it faster. You know, I can't say that. There's probably a way I can do this faster. It looks complicated, but it's not. The same way driving a car in theory is complicated because you have all the controls of the car itself just to get it to turn on. You have all the pieces. You have all the things. And then you have the rules of the road that vary from state to state. Driving regulations and stuff. Driving etiquette. So like the unwritten rules, like don't cut somebody off. You know, don't swerve. You know, it's the same concept. It looks complicated, but when you take like your time to break it down, like for example, all I'm doing is I'm using one tool. I'm using the pen tool to make these shapes. I'm making shapes. We need a different color. Different color. I'm testing shapes. You see how I have this little thing? I'm testing out which pixel I want. We can take this color. What I'm thinking about doing at some point in the future is doing a complete tutorial on how to do stuff like this. I believe I can teach anybody how to do anything that I do. You just gotta take it a step at a time. You know, don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Take it for what it is. Because to me, this is really not hard. There's a lot of things you have to know, but that goes with anything. You guys play video games. Like, let me know right now, what video games do you play? I'm going to assume somewhere in there is a Fortnite, right? Somewhere in there, maybe like a PUBG. Heck, we can go simpler. This should be like another 10, 15 minutes at the most. You know, PUBG, okay? Those kind of games, those games are complex. You can't tell me they're not. By the way, what is... okay, yeah, there we go. Those games are complex. There's a lot of parts to those games you have to understand in order to do well. Or even to do decent. We want to take this. We actually need this to go down. There we go. Because all we have to do is fill in these colors in the tongue, copy this whole thing over. Okay, Call of Duty, 2K18. Like, when you think about these games, when you guys play these games, ideally, you want to do good, right? You don't want to just do bad. You want to do good. Like, I don't think anybody plays a game like, okay, that was terrible, and then they're okay with it. They want to do good, whether it means beat the game, or if it's a Call of Duty, if it's a multiplayer online game, they want to win. They want to get kills, you know? If it's a Super Mario game, they want to beat the level. There's skill required in all these things, but there's a level of understanding you have to have. We'll use Call of Duty because it's such an easy example. You have to know how those guns work. You have to know how the attachments work. You have to know how the perks work. You have to know the map. You have to know how to kill somebody properly without getting killed. You have to be able to aim. All of these things. That's awesome, bro. I don't play Fortnite. I play PUBG. I'm just like, I tried Fortnite. It's not for me, man. Like, it's really not. I just prefer the experience of PUBG. For me, it is something that is more enjoyable. And that's why I like it. Now, with that same logic, you would think that, you know, if I prefer, because when we think about the difference between Fortnite and PUBG, Fortnite is obviously, the style is different. Xbox. Fortnite, the style is different. Both Battle Royale. Fortnite also has the ability to harvest the resources and you can build the structures. That right there, that loses me. Like, it's cool to see. What? Oh, because these are two incomplete shapes, of course. So what we're going to do, we have to make these two shapes that are incomplete complete. So we need to, I don't know, we're going to do this. And we're going to do something like this. This is almost done, guys. But we wanted to get an outline, so maybe something like that. Okay, and then maybe like, I don't know, we can do something like this. See, I don't even know. Yes. Yes. All right, cool. So we can do something like this. Now that is all a piece. We want to cut the top up a little bit. This is so close to being done. Done relative to how much I want it to be done for today. We can do that, bring that back. Again, I'm not too satisfied with that. Can we just... Alright, cool, that actually worked out easier than I thought. So that's cool. So then we can take all of this monstrosity. I'm not feeling that color though. I'm feeling that, but then we want to make this color darker. Probably gonna want to make this color darker. Probably want to make this one a little darker. And we've got to get this one redder. Look at that. Okay, we're gonna add this piece and then we're done. I didn't plan that out well at all. There we go. Yeet. And then we're gonna do this. We'll just leave it like that. If we're trying to be minimalist here. We're gonna add the pull tab and then we're good. So obviously the level of detail is very different from some of the other live streams. I haven't done digital illustrations of shoes in a while. I also haven't done it while talking. I'm being distracted for a minute. So, you know, there's levels to this that I have to still work on, but it's okay. It's all okay. because the live streams are back. See ya, man. Pretty much done here anyway. Live streams are back. As far as I know, they're staying. Because I like doing them. Same, bro. Although I do want to look at PS4 because that Spider-Man game looks sick. What? Didn't mean to do that. Alright, there we go. We'll do some of that. We'll do some of that. Much better. This, what do we have going on here? Oh. And that's it. And then if we want to be funny, we do that. There we go. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's live stream. I'm tired. I know you guys are tired too. I will normally have these live streams way earlier, like 8 p.m. Eastern time. Don't forget to check out Kickstarter.com for all your sneaker stencil needs. Let me know. I'm thinking about doing live streams at least once a week. I might do them more. I prefer this experience over the regular drawing videos and stuff. This is a lot more relaxing. It really is. But yep, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys already know that I'm coming back tomorrow with another video. Tomorrow might be like another live stream, or it might just be a regular video. But with that being said, see y'all tomorrow. Yay!